Okay, today we're going to talk about sonatina form. And so sonatina form is very similar to sonata allegro form. Anything that ends in I and A is a diminutive version of something. And so sonatina is a small version of sonata allegro. It's straightforward in that it has an exposition that has the same components of A theme and tonic, transition, B theme in either dominant or relative major, and then closing theme in that second key. Very often you don't even have double bars and repeats around that, but you could. And then the difference has to do with the fact that the development section is very short, and so that's a matter of opinion as far as how short does it have to be in order to be sonatina. But let's say if it's 8 measures long, then you're probably going to lean toward that. Or it could have no development section at all. And we see that kind of situation in this particular movement that we're going to look at, which is from Mozart's piano sonatas, and it's Kochel 3-3-2. So it is the sonata in F major. And this slow movement, so this is the second movement of the 3-movement work, is in the key of B flat major and is an example of sonatina form. So, as I said, it's very straightforward. So basically you've got this situation where it starts out looking like sonata allegro, although a lot of times, they're shorter in length. And after the exposition, which has the A theme and B theme in contrasting keys, then it would restate the A theme. So it sounds like it's going to be, maybe some kind of rondo form. But then after the restatement of the A theme in tonic and a retransition possibly, then the B theme would also be restated in tonic. And then that is the point where you realize that this is actually going to be sonatina rather than a first rondo, or maybe depends, what you were thinking, how many times the opening theme would return. But at any rate, it's that A, B, A, B, with the final A, B being in tonic. So, that's it. Let's listen to this example, and we'll talk our way through it. So what you're going to hear is this opening theme, and it's very slow. You have 16th notes, probably 2 measure phrase lengths on this. And so this would start the second phrase. When the third phrase begins, it's exactly like the first phrase, except it has shifted to B flat minor. And then what happens in this fourth phrase is that it sets up a cadence on F minor. So it sounds like it's modulating, and it's shifted to F minor, and then at the cadence chord itself here, then it, instead of sounding F minor, it sounds F major, which is the key that you expect for the second key area. B theme is presented at this point, and you've got a couple of components of this. And basically this is all still B area. This is the same, it's a restatement of the first 2 measures of the B theme. And then you have more discussion. And this is going to conclude when you have this trill on 5-7 of F major. So this is a C7, and it cadences here. And at this point, then, we will then no longer have the E naturals, but we'll have the E flats. So here we're still cadencing on F major, so you've got a C7 with the E natural. And then this is taking us back to the restatement of the A theme. And so you see in this particular edition that there is another version of it that came out in the first edition by these two publishers. There's an original Mozart autograph that has then the return being exactly like what you hear at the beginning of the movement. So this is going to have a little bit more embellishment. I think the recording that we hear is going to do the embellished version of it. But at any rate, this is all the same. So if you look at the autograph of Mozart, same thing, so it shifts to B flat minor at this point, and this leads to that cadence on F minor, and again does the same thing and shifts to F major, but now he just shifts this then to B flat at this point and gives you the B theme in tonic B flat rather than what you heard the first time when it was in F major. All of this then is a return. You'll hear that coming up. And there's the trill at the end of the B section, and then a little short codetta at the end. So let's listen to it. You'll hear it. It's very straightforward. So here's your shifted half cadence, B flat minor. So same theme, just harmonized differently within the key of B flat minor. So there's a C7, 6 chord, 2, 1, 6, 4. Now F major. Straight away, there's your B theme. Second phrase. Okay, here's your third phrase, which is the restatement of the first phrase, so it's parallel. So this fourth phrase is just like the second phrase. Now, here you have an extra extension. And 1-6-4, cadence on F. So there's cadence on dominant. Now it's headed back with the E flats. Restates the A theme. So, you would be thinking that, yeah, sounds like it's a rondo movement. So taking that upper version. So just as before, goes to B flat minor. So parallel minor. Now setting up the cadence on F minor. And just as before, F major. Now Now instead of staying in F major, it goes back to B flat. Now you know that it's sonatina because he's restating the B theme and tonic. So all of this is just like before, except now it's in tonic. So here's your third phrase. There's the last phrase. And he extends again. Again, 5/7. Now a little coda. All right, so that's a good example of sonatina form.